What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you my 2009 BMW 335i rear-wheel drive. So this is going to be the first project car for me and on this channel. I'm not sure if I'm going to ever have more project cars, but this is going to be the car that's highlighting this channel. Obviously, there's multiple and a variety of things to fix, but I'll get into that soon. First, let me just show you guys the car. As you can see, it looks pretty good. It's got the nice sport skirts, and then it's got the nice carbon fiber spoiler here. It does look pretty bad. I think I can fix it just by sanding it down, but I'm not focusing on that right now. I'll get into the reason why. And here's the bumper for the front, just in case you guys were wondering. Yes, I do have the bumper. And if you guys see here, I have a engine brace and an engine mount. The reason I have all that stuff is actually because since this is a project car, the main issues with this car actually is I need to get new turbos for it, a new alternator, new high pressure fuel pump, new water pump, and replace a bunch of the oil gaskets and the valve cover gasket and all that stuff. So for that, it's going to require me to pull out the engine and replace all that stuff. Now, that's not the only things wrong with this car, but it does drive. I just want to let you guys know, this car drives. I've driven with it about 10 miles since I bought it to the BMW dealership and back. It does drive. It doesn't drive well, but I think that's because it's in limp mode and all the stuff that needs to be replaced, and it needs to be replaced. But yeah, hopefully after that's all replaced, this car will run perfectly, because for the price I paid, which was $4,300, I believe this is a great car, because hopefully when I have this all replaced, this car is going to run pretty much new. And after I clean all that stuff up, which doesn't really look appealing at all, right? But I have a huge plan for this car and a good thought process, which hopefully I'll go over in a future video. But for now, this is the car. This is going to be overviewing the car, and also this is a good video for me to see in the future after this car is hopefully completed and runs great. Other things that are wrong with this car are obviously this radiator support here, which needs to be replaced. It was involved into a front end collision, and this needs to be completely replaced. This is cracked. The bumper mount is completely destroyed. And stuff like the undercarriage, or I forgot the name for that, and this needs to all be replaced. But that kind of stuff costs a lot of money. Also, this hood is completely gone. I need a new one. And it's honestly just because this, and then a little bend in the middle here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but because of that, I have to spend money on a brand new hood, and that costs a lot of money. I've already ordered all the parts. Like I said, the alternator, high pressure fuel pump, water pump, and turbos, and the valve cover gasket, and all the oil filter. I've already ordered all that stuff for this car, and it should be coming here in the next few days or a week or so. And hopefully I'll be able to get right into taking apart the engine, putting it all back in. But stuff like the radiator support and the undercarriage and the hood, surprisingly, the parts themselves are only like $600, but for some reason the shipping is almost just as much. Well, not almost just as much. It's about $400 more, almost. And I just don't have that much money for this car, because I was hoping to spend all that money, like the $400, on the paint, because I know that will easily cover this paint for this hood and for that bumper back there. But obviously I can't do that yet, so I'm just gonna wait on that part. I'll probably be ordering that radiator support, because that's a structural piece that I really need to get fixed as soon as possible. And that didn't have any shipping price, so I'll be ordering that when I order that. But the undercarriage I'm gonna wait on, because that piece costs about $80, but the shipping was about $120. So I just can't be spending that just on a piece of plastic. So I'll probably drill some screws just to have it hold up for now. But yeah. Also, another thing, I need to get these wheels or the rims refinished, and I'm gonna hopefully, when I have money, buy new brakes, because I don't like how they look all rusty, and maybe spray paint those calipers, because maybe that'll make it look cool. I'm thinking maybe a blue or a red, probably a red just to match the interior. Or even yellow. Yellow is pretty cool. Those are the carbon ceramic brakes that BMW has, but I'm not sure if I'm going to start looking like a poser, because that's not what I want to be doing. And I'll probably be replacing stuff like that. But that's all just after the fact of this car running, obviously. Here's the interior of the car. It's in pretty good condition, as you guys can tell. It has spots like this here, which is kind of faded. This is from the person's arm or whatever. I don't really mind about that. I mean, I would look to get that fixed. I just don't know how. Got that. I redid this carbon fiber trim. Well, it's not carbon fiber trim. It's a carbon fiber or vinyl. That the trim itself is actually a dark wood color. I don't know the name for it at the top of my mind, but yeah, I redid it, so it looks pretty good. I mean, just look at that. That looks fairly great. I mean, I know there's the air bubbles, but I won't ever really see that because I'll be driving. It's just that because the previous owner had a bunch of overlays of the carbon fiber, and this right here, the overlay of the vinyl was actually facing the other direction from this, and it just kind of looked really ugly, so I had to redo that, and I redid this. Other things wrong with this car is I need to get a new steering wheel, because this steering wheel is completely like ripped and it has cracks in it. Well, not ripped, but yeah, it has cracks in it. Hopefully you guys can see. It feels horrible, and this trim here's really got to get refinished, or probably get another wrap on it. Not carbon fiber, just matte black. Here's some of the parts. Mostly just that snorkel there, but yeah, that's just the parts for this car. I don't know how to make it on camera look, but this is a really great red. It, for some reason, it looks really pale on camera, but it's a pretty good looking red. Also, this car has the iDrive system, which was a pretty good deal, because most of these cars had just a straight, like, you know, whatever this is called without that. And the reason I bought this car is because it has that, because that is a really great feature that I'm glad that this car does have. Also, it has really great speakers and bass. I can't really show you that right now just because the battery did die. It's been sitting in this garage for about a month and a half, and the battery died from constant, you know, music listening. But here's the carbon fiber trim. I have to redo this too, because he went a little lazy, obviously, and didn't stretch this out or heat it up enough. So it got wrinkled. So I'm going to redo this when I have enough vinyl, but I'll probably be worrying about that after I get this car running. Like with the most stuff, like visually. On top of it all, this car has a nice sunroof. So after all that, this is the reason I'm not going to be doing this carbon fiber spoiler just yet. I have so much other things to do to this car to make it run first off and then look good. This is probably on the last priority list, really, because I got stuff that I'm going to be using, like the steering wheel every day, that I really need it to feel great. But this, once I fork up enough money, I'll probably just buy a new one rather than refinish, because I think this is, I don't think you can take this, really make this look good. This is a weird hot glue. I don't know what that is, but yeah, but other than it needs a refinish, that's like weird. So I'll just probably buy a new one. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this kind of content of a project build, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, please consider subscribing and like the video to share with your friends. Leave a comment what you guys think. What's your favorite car? I know this is a BMW 335i, and based on, you know, people telling me and a lot of others saying, BMW is probably the worst car to buy. I don't know why everyone's so scared to work on it. Personally, I am. I'm ready to work on it. I love this car. I'm so glad I got it for so cheap too. But yeah, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing and stay updated for future videos.